So.
All right, we're back. Small correction. I didn't mention the sponsor that donated the Toe Jam and Earl. It's gamingwithswag.com.
That's right.
So check them out. And again, that runs through Zillion. That's a $20 donation, I believe. Can be entered that. So we have a couple other prizes. No, $10 donation.
10.
Sorry. This is a $20 donation.
This is $20.
So this is our day 2 main prize. This is R-Type collection from Retrobit. And this has R-Type 3 and Super R-Type in it.
Awesome.
Also comes with a notebook, some stickers, some art prints, and a couple of fig pins that only come in this box. So it's a really collectible piece. If you want to see like details of that, just check out our prize page on our website, and you can see like a nice picture that has everything in it. So this is $20 cumulative throughout the day today. And then once again, let's just replug this. Just like our last $50 donation, got entered in to win.
Yeah, that's right.
Our grand prize. It's a brand new Switch Lite, turquoise. Just came out a couple days ago. Same thing with this Zelda Link's Awakening. So
together as one grand.
Yep, it's all one big prize. So $50 cumulative throughout the whole show. So if you donated yesterday, $20, just donate 30 today, and you're entered to win. So
that's right.
But all right, so I'm gonna throw it over to Sin for his sister game.
Thanks.
For that game thing you're gonna.
For that game thing he's gonna run.
And now video games.
Woo, video games. Okay, so this game is called My Big Sister. The title is very thrilling, but I decided to do this game because a lot of incidents throughout my life have brought me close to this scenario, and each time it is played out almost the same. Somebody's always there in the background. Somebody will always be there for you. It really touched home in a way. And I just decided to enter it on a whim, and here we are. So I'm going to go through the story bit by bit. I'm going to try to explain it as we go, but I might not get everything. If you think you missed a part or you want some explanation, I suggest picking the game up. This is up on Steam. This is up on Switch. I don't know about PS4. I think it's on PS4, but yeah, check it out yourself.
What's it cost?
I paid $4.50 retail, but I got it on sale for $2.50.
Okay, so there you go.
So
if you like it, it's pretty cheap.
Okay, so I'm ready to start. Yells, you ready?
In.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so right now, this is the little girl Luzia here, which actually means light, and her sister, who you'll meet in a few minutes, named Sombria, which means darkness. But this is a dream state of Luzia's. Something happened to her, and right now you are playing out the fact that she is in a coma. And each person in here is somebody in the hospital with her while she is in a coma. And they represent different things.
Yeah.
Apparently she has an obsession with noodles, but that's not in my explanation at all.
You don't have an obsession with noodles?
I don't know.
No, I guess you wouldn't. That wouldn't go great for you.
No, carb's bad.
Yeah.
But this is a collectathon to try to break her out of her little coma here. And this is just the first phase. Okay, good. The door locked easy. That is Sombria. What happens to this is she's a normal girl, but in this dream state, she is, yeah, thanks. She is, attacked by a witch who tries to transfer her bad fortune onto... I'm loving this. There. She tries to transfer her bad fortune onto Sombria and take Sombria's body for herself to escape her own misfortunes. It just turns out Sombria doesn't see it that way and basically tries to kill the witch. And then they all try to get back to their house to reverse all this stuff that is happening to them. But it'll play out. It's a lot of stuff in between that happens. But this is like the before scene here. Okay, we'll leave her for a second. Of course, this is where I find my bobby pins.
Yeah, gross.
They're good for a lot of things. Picking locks, finding pictures and keyholes. Yeah. See, pictures and keyholes.
That's okay.
Later, I find a screwdriver in a desk drawer. Suspicious screwdriver in a desk drawer.
It's called a suspicious screwdriver.
No, I call it a suspicious
Oh, okay.
screwdriver.
That'd be great if it was labeled like that in the game.
Okay, now we do what any kid would do. Tack the picture to the fridge. And read it back. Go out, get yelled at, go upstairs. Go to sleep, and now the crazy stuff happens.
That's not good.
Maybe it's just ketchup.
It might not be bad,
That's
though.
right, yes.
It-
They're just
we
taking the
don't know
trash
yet.
out.
Don't worry, she's in the bathroom.
Or is she?
Doesn't have anything to do with the big trail of blood.
No.
A suspicious truck. I'm gonna go in it.
Does that say box hound?
No, it said boxcar. It just mixes words. The blood on her face doesn't say anything. Don't worry, it's just makeup. It's not like we're being kidnapped or anything. And here we go. Now we're in talking to a doctor suddenly, like nothing ever happened. There are two items in this room that I can pick up. There's a brain on the desk to the right, or the closer item, which is this doll, and yeah, now it doesn't work. But either one, it doesn't matter which one you show him, he just wants to use it to get her to talk, and we get out of there. Now, not in here yet. Stick around, okay. Now it's in here. Bloody
that's
hand
different.
sticking out of the toilet.
Wait, did you take the bloody hands?
No, I took the key from the bloody hand. But this is another like broken part of her dream. Sombria's
Yeah.
going crazy, and Lucia's just sitting here going, "Okay, this is weird. I'm just gonna play it off."
Whoop.
Now that second face with the big smile, that was the witch's sister that she wronged and is trying to like switch places with, which you'll see in a few seconds because we're going into that whole scenario. Now taken. I'm gonna skip the part where this lady in the bath stands, but she's like 15 feet tall. She wronged her sister and tried to steal her youth, her looks, and everything else, and instead they added on to her and gave her legs that are like 10 feet tall alone, and she can't stand the fact that she's freakish now, and she's trying to fix it by taking other people's bodies, stuff like that. But to get through here, I have to pick up items, and yes, I can die in this game, and I'm coming up on that part where the witch's sister will just kill me because I brought her the wrong item. This time I'm getting a bobby pin from somewhere else but the trash. But, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter what order I do this in. Okay. So, the items that I'm going to have to give the witch's sister, who's imprisoned in a hidden room, are one of three things. A fish, a pair of chopsticks, or a flower. Each one has a representation. Tradition means the fish, chopsticks means usefulness, and dangerous means the flower. because each one of those is an item that basically specifically says, okay, this is one of tradition, this is one that is useful, or this flower can kill you because it's poisonous. So, but to actually do that, I have to get something to cut open the secret room. So, I'm going to bring this magic guy over here in his back room, who's just randomly cutting up bodies. His own face. Because it's so magical.
No, that's not ideal.
But not only does he give you something to cut open the room with, he repays that favor again later in the game, so that you can get the
He's
real
so happy
ending.
now.
Yeah, he looks normal. Gotta love the power of pixels.
That's right.
Okay. This is like the final stretch to this area anyway. Okay. Nope, need a knife. Oh look. hidden room. Yeah, this is where you imprison people. And as you notice, she's got no legs anymore. Oh, I could just skip this. Now go and bring me something of usefulness. Got it. And I did it. Now, if she didn't get what she wanted, you just instantly see her face appear, she'd kill you, and it'd be game over. Because that's how things work. Oh, I ran past the room. But we are going to a hidden back room now, because this makes sense in the game. One eye, two eye, door.
I wish there were more secret passages like that in real life.
Eh.
I think things would be a lot more fun.
And here's the lady. I guess you do see her legs, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's really tall. And I can't skip this at all, so the scene's gonna play out as Luzia transforms. And there's the Sombria that you saw in the beginning of the game. But she doesn't take it sitting down. She kills the witch instead. Now suddenly we found our way to an underground sort of like escape area for them. I don't know how they got here, but we will just work with it. I love how that wooden plank just stays there even though you grab it. Oh look, bridge. Okay. Yeah, this one. This is how to build your own. Whoops. This is how to build your own at-home fishing kit. I've got a pipe, a magnet, and some string. Now I've made a fishing pole. Now I've got a power cord. Who knew MacGyver could be only 10 years old and a woman? Well, I guess it is a last name.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently I just flushed the sore. But yeah, of course you're gonna find a hidden key on the bottom of the sore-like area. Now we're up, we're out. Not gonna bother to talk to Sombria. Just gonna use the key and call it a day. Now we're outside. Now, I'm going to steal fresh fruit from a box that's mysteriously sitting in an alley. Because that makes sense. This guy wants this. Gives me a key. Going back, I will take this little entrance over here. Okay, that should be good enough that I can go through. Yep. And in here. Okay, find the lady that we need in the laundromat. Now she gives us a key to go back into the bathhouse where we just were. And it's going to be quite different. But we are only going to be spending a few seconds in there compared to what we did before. I didn't have to hit that, but I accidentally hit the wrong button, so we'll just go with it. And here we go, next chapter. Now, as I go through these doors, watch directly above me. Little creepy
I saw
face.
that.
If you stay in this hallway more than the allotted time you need just to get to that door, that face comes out and eats you.
Oh, that's fun. What?
That's the guy with the mask. Apparently his
What?
body just fell off.
Hate when that happens.
Well, after we do what we're going to do here, we come back and he somehow gives us a candy bar.
He's not dead?
Apparently not. That's why I said this is all based in
Seems
a
pretty
coma.
weird.
It's all based in a coma, man. Anything can
Yeah,
happen
that's
in
true.
a dream.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to prove it right here. I hit start.
Oh, you can resume game in a...
Yeah, I just slashed my
Yes.
wrist to lure in the person with the thing, and I'm
What?
fine afterwards. I want to let this play out, just to show it. Yeah, they trapped her in a back room by closing the door. Seems like a solid plan.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Doesn't it always work?
Yes, like James Woods. Except we cannot put him in the place that shall not be named. But yeah, there's the candy bar. That ends the chapter, and now we're just on a truck.
That's a long arm.
Yeah. This game has some really good music at times, too, which is interesting considering it was built with an indie game engine that will be shown at the end of the game in the credits. But this is where things will get even creepier because now Sombria is going to talk to the screen and actually talk. You're going to hear her say words, whether I want you to or not. You cannot stop it. And yeah, her head rotated around 360
Yep.
degrees.
180.
Either way, it'll rotate.
It may yet go 360.
It will.
180 either way. That would
Yeah. No.
It's going 180 twice. We'll just go with that,
180 times 2.
just in segments.
can't do segmented run.
Okay, so she wants us to feed her right now. She's going into her insane mode. So we're going through the forest and just picking up random mushrooms that we can give them to her because that's safe. Here she goes.
I said I was hungry. I said I was hungry. And yes, I am talking about you from the screen.
There are 3 phases to this, and if you actually screw it up somehow by not getting through this fast enough, you do die. But she's going to keep changing it up. Next, she's going to open her eyes and say something like, "Can you hear me?" I think that's it for that phase. But it should happen as soon as I walk back through this area or right before it. There it is. And now, I'm just going to stand here and force feed her 5 mushrooms. Oops. I think I just, well, almost froze it.
Feed me more.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, now suddenly, now that she's eaten 5 mysterious mushrooms, her consciousness is back, and she's freaking out that her head's completely backwards.
I bet she's freaking out after 5 mushrooms.
And there it is. It's now back to normal. There's the rest of the 180 transition.
Oh, okay. So her head did rotate 360.
Now, we just go in the back of the forest, and suddenly there's a noodle house. Because, you know, that's how it works.
You don't have a noodle shop in your woods?
No, I wish. But then I'd probably be there all the time, and then I would be in a coma. And here we go again.
Yum.
Yum.
It's just kind of cool to think about how this is playing out as a dream in her head, and everything's like scene by scene. Even that yum thing with the noodles is a scene playing out in her dream. But yeah, now apparently there's a noodle god, and here he is. Doesn't look like the noodle god to me.
Looks like he's going to ask you to bring him a shrubbery.
Looks like a deer with a mask. An A shrubbery? Really? Can I get one shrubbery? Okay, yeah, that worked.
Don't give it to me. She's gonna ask for it.
I know. Yeah.
Slightly smaller than the other one.
But the final thing that I want to do here, because I'm going for the happy ending where you actually see that she wakes up, all this other stuff. I want to give this guy this mushroom that I was given. And what he's going to do is he's going to give me a leaf for Sombria, because when we get back, it's going to be raining over there. And of course, a tiny leaf is going to stop the rain from soaking Sombria. And you're going to see how tiny I mean in a couple seconds. Yeah, it's about as useful as that. Yeah, that's so big. You know, they could stand under the bus stop, like.
But then the leaf wouldn't be necessary.
It's not that effective right now either. I can't skip this.
Makes sense, unlike the rest of this game.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
The only time the game truly makes 100% like sense is when you reach the end, because you understand what really went on. Apparently, since the bus didn't show up, they got in a magic train. You know, just go with the blame the mushrooms fact. 5 mushrooms have magic powers. But yeah, apparently Sombria wants me to find out what's going on in the front car. Can't get through, need an access card. So travel back 2 screens. Just go to a
Can you
room.
suplex this train?
No, no.
Yeah, you cannot pet the dog. You cannot suplex the train.
I will be feeding a ghost though. And suddenly I found a key card.
So that wasn't there before you go to the front of the train?
The whole room was locked.
Okay.
The whole setup of this is basically to make her understand what's going on in the dream and make her realize that it is a dream so she can get out of it. Otherwise, she'll stay in a coma. Now I gotta run all the way back to the bathroom where they said they would meet up. Because, you know, I don't get that either.
Right.
But now, suddenly, Sombria has a key card for me. And I'm going to meet one of the people that we met at the Forest Noodle House. They call him in this Little Jacket. I don't get why, but I understand the fact that he is little. But here we go. Yeah, he's suddenly up in a corner that we didn't see before or anything. But he will take this key card for us as long as we're hugging the wall. Now, this is the conductor's best friend. Apparently he's a coat rack with a head. And then, I'm going to let this play out for a second. Whatever. Look who followed us.
Uh-huh.
Still has no legs. Still crawling. So there, already you should know, since that one's on the train, there's going to be death on the train. And even though we passed through this car before, well, this one coming up, suddenly this lady's on it. I can't skip the text, but this lady is another representation of Luzia's unconsciousness, and he will be doing stuff I'm going to regret later to her, especially with that knife. Oh, press this. Now I can fast travel, apparently. But yeah, I said death. I didn't know a coat rack can bleed.
There's a smiley face
I think-
in the blood.
Yeah, I think what we've learned in this game is that everything can bleed.
But the sisters finally confronted each other, and well, sister got her legs back apparently. But now we're getting out of this train. I gotta run back to the front of the car. I am going to talk to Sombria, and we should be out and into the final stop, which is the train station. Oh yeah, apparently multiple personalities now. They're all sitting next to me. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, skip that. Talk to the conductor, and we're out. Now we're on the final segment. See, now we get a first glimpse. I'm gonna let this play a little bit because I want to show it. But Sombria is watching her sister in the hospital, who's actually in a coma. Now the basis behind this, since you don't really hear how the coma happened, Sombria is a teenage driver. Got into an accident. Sister was in the car with her. So sister paid the price, and Sombria feels responsible for everything and is blaming herself. And even though we don't fully understand it right now, Lucia's dream is playing out that Sombria actually wants to die instead of survive. And the whole goal of this is to get them both to survive. That is the ending I'm going for. There are endings where you don't have to survive. There's ones where the mother even comes into play. This one, you're going to see her, but as another figment in this dream. And yes, I do prop open a window and sneak into an office with a metal bar I just happen to find. And if I read this computer, it tells me, oh, the gate has an electronic lock. So I'm going to go and throw a candy bar down a elevator shaft, and that's going to open the gate. Because science.
I love video games so much.
But look, I threw the candy bar down. Oh,
Yes.
the gate opens. But the truth is, there's a ghost supposedly at the bottom that died down there.
Who?
This is one of the ghosts that's trapped in this place that blames Lucia for letting Sombria out as the reincarnation of the witch right now in her little dream here. But this is the area where you also talk to Sombria and you find out that she's starting to go nuts, blames herself, and right here, if we didn't talk to her at this point and somehow got past it without doing this, even though you can't, she probably would have killed herself here rather than lived on. And then what's supposed to happen is if something happens to Sombria, this starts all over in Lucia's head. It's another ending to this, which I'm not doing. But there are 6 separate endings that have very close ties into everything that goes on in this game. And now I've got a doll, which I don't really need, but I'm going to use anyway. Because I was only supposed to get an explanation from Sombria for this ghost. Now we'll auto walk back over there. We're skipping this. Now we give her back her doll, and she doesn't think we're as bad as she thought we were originally. But that ends our sequence here. And this is the ending sequence. Now, as you can see, break or strengthen means this is where everything is decided. I can do any one of the 6 endings here, but you also need stuff throughout the game to lead up to it. Before I go in the house, I am going to dig through the trash and steal into the bobby pin. Because that's important. Because you can't get into your sister or brother's room by normal means anyway. You always have to break in. I'm going to go upstairs and do this a little bit out of order. But here's that screwdriver I was talking about. Just happens to be there now. Wasn't there at the beginning. Now this lady's suddenly in my house. Okay. Now we can enter the bathroom for the first time in the game. I'm going to use the screwdriver on the cellar door, which is in the bathroom, which is kind of weird to me.
Okay.
But this is how we activate the ending that I want. The witch's name is actually Ashina in this. I don't understand why, since this was an American-made game. But we put the name on the mirror, and I cannot spell right now. And my Pro Controller...
Yeah, that was weird for a second.
The Pro Controller jumped. But she realized, even though the witch is supposedly dead, she can see that you called her name. And here's the mother just tied up in the basement. We're not going to worry about
This
her,
is like
though.
reverse Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. We're just going to leave her down there. You think she died, but she didn't. There's an ending where you actually rip her heart out and become dark yourself.
Fun.
Yeah.
Very.
But we're not going to bother with that noodle lady right now because she's going to get hers in a second. Instead, I'm going to come out here and dig up the plants because that guy with the magic mask left me a gift. Oh, look. I finally got a knife back. But this lady is trying to stop you from coming out of the nightmare the whole time. She's the one who's keeping you in here. She's the one who controls the loop. So what you're going to do is, you're just going to say screw it and stab her. Then you come up here and you use that bobby pin to break into your sister's room. Because that's how you get into your sister's room, apparently. But now you're going to see the scenario where Sombria kind of figures out in the dream and Luzia starts coming out of it. And you're going to switch over to Sombria in the hospital and play as her. And you will meet every one of the people that you met in the game. The little kid, the two sisters, everybody. And the lady who's doing the noodle shop right there is literally in the bed next to you, so we already know she stands. Thankfully, you don't have to talk to her except to yell at her right here. But yeah, here we are in the hospital.
There's a little jacket.
And we have to talk to every one of these people. We learn their stories, and then like any other teenager, you go outside for a smoke. But here's, like the enemy said, little jacket. Now I'm going to talk to the two sisters first because they are the longest. This one is the shortest. Yeah, dialogue.
It's the noodle guy.
But this is the witch. This is the sister that was the witch. And the other one that's in green is the one that she supposedly hurt and took the legs from and all that in the dream. And as you can see, the noodle god's sitting there at the front of the fountain, too.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. Here's the guy in the luggage car that was mauled.
Yeah.
The whole thing with him is he actually has a thing for Sombria in the hospital. And Lucia's playing it out in her own weird way, apparently. Wish text skipping was faster. And then the train conductor is just a drunk that's hurt himself and is in the hospital. But after all that, head outside, and like I said, come over here. Oh yeah, just has a convenient pack of cigarettes. As she sat there for like 5 seconds, we're going back inside. Now, right as soon as I walk through this doors yells, it's time, and time. Now, I'm gonna skip through this, but the scene doesn't go the way it's supposed to. You think she dies at first, but she doesn't. Instead, she's playing around because she's a kid. But it doesn't mean her sister doesn't think any other thing. But the reason why I got into this game was because there is a truth. Yes, this can happen. Yes, you don't know if you're going to wake up. You don't know what's going to go on in a dream, and you don't know who's going to be there for you. But with me, I kind of got the experience of actually seeing who might be there for me. Because this hasn't happened just once, it's happened a lot of times. So, the game really touched home. But of course, afterwards, you always got to go for some food or something.
This is after NLSS Day 1.
Yeah.
Oh, so Meadows. Okay.
That's right, that's Meadows.
I don't even have to touch anything. Look at that.
They all just want to go home and we want 20
Awesome.
checks.
That was cool. Thanks.
Everyone had waffles.
Thanks, Sam.
But yeah, that's the game. in the end, this brings them closer together, which in a lot of ways you could say that if somebody saved your life, you would get to know them better. And it is true, whether it's a family member, a friend, or anything. It's if somebody's there for you, it forms a different kind of bond that really ties together. So that is my weird game. Thanks, Enemy, for accepting it.
That's it's me, but yeah, man. No, that was cool. Cool game. Something
No, I
different
meant in
for
general.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. I think we have Spyro coming up next.
That's right, yeah. Spyro.
Alrighty. Stick around.